Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and welcome to my new series, Phantasy Calradia, a mod for Mount & Blade Warband. Now this is a fairly old mod that has not been updated in a couple of years, but it's definitely one of the more unique ones out there. It adds magic to Mount & Blade Warband, and I've been looking at screenshots and whatnot, and while it is a little outdated compared to most mods that you may have seen me play, it looks amazing still. It looks a lot of fun, and I kind of want to do a playthrough. And I've been thinking about it for a while now. In my head, I've got an idea for a character, so that's what we're going to do. And I will say, it is outdated, but there was talk of a new update coming. But reading the forums, the mod creator has put it on hold for now. So it seems like a good time to go ahead and do a series, do a campaign, and get it finished before the update does release and makes my save game incompatible. So let's get started, shall we? We'll start a new game. And if you're interested in checking this out, you can check the link in the description of this video, and that will tell you where to go and download this mod. And there's also the link to my Discord channel if you want to come chit chat. So here we go. Welcome adventurer to the fantasy mod. Please answer the following questions in order to create your main character. Okay. My character's gender is going to be male. Now, I've looked at the various races. I'm not really a fan of how they look, so we're going to go with human. My father was a impoverished noble, let's say that. I was a... Now I always go nobleman half the time, so I'm going to change it up and go a shop assistant. Now, what do I pick here? The character I would like to create is going to be a necromancer. Now, I can pick a necromancer here. The only problem is that I do not start with any spells, which makes starting off a little tougher. So I'm not sure I really want to pick that right away. Maybe better off going a mage apprentice. Learn that power right off the bat, perhaps? No. If I'm going necromancer, let's go all out. Let's become a proper necromancer. And I'm doing this for the lust of money and power. I normally prefer to engage my enemies on foot. Become an adventurer, here we go. And I get to pick a banner, so let's go with something we haven't used before. I'm going to go with this one. I like the colours. Realistic, no quitting without saving, that's how I roll. This has given me high intelligence and charisma, which is good. But I am going to drop... I've dropped 1 point into intelligence. Let's have a look. We've got a few new skills here. We have stealth. Causes extra damage with light, short weapons when hitting enemies from behind. What else is there? Magic defense, magic power, necromancy, creativity, and I believe down here we've got faith and entertain. So necromancy is going to be a big one for me. In fact, there we go, knock that to 4. I want magic defense and magic power. My leadership skill is up there. I'm going to drop 1 more point into intelligence for now, just to start off with. I'm going to be very careful, make sure I don't go down. Now, since this is going to be an intelligence build for my character, it makes sense for me to take things like trainer, since I always end up getting the most, and that'll allow me to upgrade my troops. Also, things like pathfinding is going to be very useful. What else? Power throw might not be a bad one, because as far as I'm aware, a lot of the magic skills use a mixture of power throw, possibly power draw. I'm not really sure. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and drop the points into that just to bulk it up a little bit, and the rest in trainer. And I'm probably going to be using pole arms because, you know, the staff. And a name. So the name I am going to go with for this particular playthrough will be Goedia. A name I have used many times in the past, mostly before I started making videos, but it's always what I've used for my necromancers, my mages back in the day, so that's what we're going to use again. Now I picked human because I want an oldish look, and basically when it comes for, say, races like Drow, it's literally just one of these but with like pure black skin. Doesn't look like the Drow in, let's say, Warsword Conquest, so I prefer doing it this way. Let's go ahead and give him do I give him like big hair? I actually kind of like this one. Yeah, that one. And his hair colour is going to be white or grey. His skin, I kind of like that. We give him a beard. I do like the look of that. Okay. I love that beard as well. Okay, so one thing I should point out, in fact, let me just pick a starting point and I can explain it after we get to the world map. Where do we want to start? I say let's start in... For a change, we'll start in Sharaz. And as always, we have our starting points. Now, this is literally as far as I've gotten in this mod, but necromancers do start with 5 shadows, which are these guys. And hell, go and kill this guy. Thank you. Good start. Now here's the whole merchant doodad. You know what, I am not interested. I have more important business to do. Be gone, you fool. So here we are. Now what I wanted to show you was that this game brings new factions, such as Bleeding Throat Clan, Delphusum Empire, I'm probably pronouncing these wrong, so bear with me, Dokuhan Koldoth Alliance, House of Kenurden, and I think these are taken from Dungeons and Dragons, so you may recognise them. Norkrak Realm, Order of the Blazing Hand, Ridus Madracracy, I can't pronounce half of these, and then the rest are the regular factions. Now one thing that I did read is that some of these factions, at least the native ones, have double the amount of lords. They have 20 lords each, whereas these new factions only have 10. So there's a bit of an imbalance right off the bat. That's something we're going to have to keep in mind. So we're here at Sharaz. Let's go inside. There's a tournament going on right here. That's kind of cool, but let's have a look. So normal stuff being sold here. If we go to the tavern, we should start seeing new people. And if you look on the right hand side, you can see my bars. We have, I believe the top one is faith and the bottom one is magic power, your mana bar basically. No one here I really want to actually talk to. The reason why I came here is because we've got this next to us. This is one of the new faction places. Oh, deserters are chasing me down. This isn't good. This is a terrible way to start. Saranid horsemen. I don't think we can kill them. But I'm going to pay them because 11 of them and this guy's only got a staff. I'm not going to last long. Anyway, I wanted to go here, which is the nearby town. And this actually has a new option, the Mage Guild. But before I go there, let me quickly hit the tavern. So sometimes in the taverns you will see new units. They're just not here at the moment. Okay, so yeah, as a necromancer, you start off with those shadows. You don't get a spell book to use magic. So we have to go to the Mages Guilds, and I have 1200. I'd have had more if I didn't have to pay to be free to cross. Yeah, this is what the Dark Elves look like, the Drow. Not the best, so I wasn't really keen on making one. But here we go. I would like to buy a spell book. I've got a spell book, it was pretty pricey, but here are some spells we can learn. Magic Missile, Acid Arrow, Magical Spell, Magical Weapon Spell, Slow Spell, Flame Arrow, Chaos Spell. 1000 gold. So as you can see, I can't actually afford any of these skills just yet unless... So a quick look. I now have the spell book, yeah. I've got no spells here. I can charge my staff. Channel your magic power to your staff, increasing its damage. 3 mana points per strike. Okay, let me try that again. So I've got my staff here. Oh, I don't have a chargeable staff equipped. So this is why it may be better picking the Mage's Apprentice when starting off fresh. But we do have new items here, as you can see. And new armor. Now I'm going to need to make some money. This is where we have to start slow, play it safe, and do whatever we can do. Maybe hit the arena, see if I can make a little cash this way. In fact, see if there's anything new here. So the best reward is 250, which isn't good, but let me just jump in. I can't access my spell book in here, but I can probably level up my staff a little bit. Still got my manual blocking on, as always. This necromancer may be old, but is not to be underestimated. Go, 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 Edia! Come on then, youngling. I like these hit sounds they've got. It's very satisfying. I'm just wondering if I'd survive any tournaments, but I'm not sure I would. That would be a good way to make a bit of early coin. I got messed up. That was a good first attempt. Anyway, let's head out into the world, see if we can find any bandits. I would join a tournament, try to make some money that way, although I don't think I would survive. Would I? I could place 200 denars and 2600 if I was to win. Okay, let's try it. You never know. If I'm careful, I might be okay. I can block, I can do all that good stuff. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's be smart about this. That's it. Perfect. One left. This may be the start we need. That wasn't too bad. I might actually be able to win this. That wouldn't be a bad start. Get 2600. We can go and buy a spell. Fight to the next round. I really don't want to take both of them on at the same time. Nice. That's all I gotta do. Use my ally as bait and strike. Oh. Thank you. No one knows Goedia's true nature yet. I think I might be able to win these. There's multiple teams now, it's not good. No shield bashes, there we go, let them fight it out. I have grand plans for Goedia, trust me. Very grand plans indeed. I already have a plan laid out in my head. Okay, we might actually win this and I'll be able to go ahead and purchase some spells right off the bat. I could also enter in that other tournament to make a bit more cash, which wouldn't be a bad way to do this. There we go. Did I do it? One more round. This is where it goes. Yes! Goedia has trounced everyone. Oh, and I earned some money for winning. Perfect, perfect. Now we can enter the Mages Guild. I would like a spell. A slow spell. How much is the flame arrow? 5,000 gold. I think the magic missile would be best to start with. Perfect. What else can I get? Acid arrow? 2,000. Acid arrow will generate an arrow-shaped bolt that can be thrown at an enemy. Its initial damage won't be high, but if the spell isn't resisted by the victim, the arrow will continue to burn and damage the target for a few seconds. With the acid arrow per se, it doesn't do much damage, but the acid burning will penetrate any kind of armor. That could actually be really useful, but anyone I intend to go after right now will be fairly weak. Anyway, here's what we can do. We can set up a camp. I can take an action. I can copy spells to scroll book. I can copy scroll to spell book, which is my magic missile, and there we go. So if I get in the world now, I can bring up my spell book, select magic missile, there we go. Again, this is an old mod, but there we go, we've got magic missile now. Now there are other spells that allow you to summon things, and there are bigger magical attacks, you know, so this is just the starting baby steps of this fledgling necromancer. He is going to be a very powerful mage once he's finished. He is going to be raising legions of dead, and the rest of Calradia will fall under his rule by the time he is done. To be continued.